There you go. All right, everybody. Hello. Everyday Eric is still alive. It's been a busy week and I've had no time to edit any videos, but we have some meh television to talk about. So welcome. We'll see who shows up, but let's get to it here. What we're going to talk about this week is Mandalorian, episode 1 of season 3. I thought it has the stink of the Book of Boba Fett on it. Not the best. And The Last of Us. That was episode 7. And it's possibly the worst hour in television history. And I'm willing to debate that with anyone who wants to come on. What do we have? Cocaine Bear that beat Ant-Man over the weekend, over last weekend. That's good to see. And Picard, I was pretty high on the first 2 episodes of Picard. I think this is the 3rd episode, if I'm not mistaken. And really, it took a turn. It had a creative choice I was not a fan of that we can talk about. Basically, Picard and Riker are like arguing really bad at the end where Riker sends Picard off the bridge. And I'm not buying any of that. I was confused by that. So we are going to spoil Baby Yoda show, The Last of Us, Cocaine Bear, and Picard. So, But if you want to talk about these things, I'd be more than happy to talk about them. And how we do this show is it's your show. So I'm watching the comments section here. And I don't need your super chats. I do this for fun. I want to talk movies and television with you guys. And I'm just going to fire away on Mandalorian first. All right. It was meh. It wasn't that good. It felt more like Book of Boba Fett than it did the first season of The Mandalorian. Now, it's still better than Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Book of Boba Fett, but I'm thinking, I don't know. So we can go through this a little bit. So the show starts off very strange. Very odd choice for The Mandalorian. We see a bunch of Mandalorians on the beach. They're at the edge of the water. And we find out that lady weaponsmith, who is really on my nerves at this point, she made a helmet for a kid. And that raises a lot of questions, first of all, because when you put the helmet on the kid's got long hair, and it makes that suction noise. And how does it do that? Why does it do that? It's over his hair's hanging out the back of it. That's just, I'm not buying that, no. And then, out from the water, this kid gets attacked by a giant crocodile that starts eating Mandalorians and wants to eat the kid. And I'm thinking, Disney, that's some pretty poor taste. Some of you might recall that at the Floridian Resort in Disney World, alligator came up onto the beach of the Floridian and took a kid and ate him and took him in the water. Little kid, and they got sued for that, as they should. And then to do this, like an alligator going for a kid, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I'm that kid's family, I would sue them all over again for intentional infliction of emotional distress. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Let me know, guys. But yeah, I was uncomfortable with that. So there's this lame battle with the Mandalorians are getting their ass kicked by the giant crocodile, which is like, And Mandalorian shows up in his pimped out Naboo starfighter and saves the day, kills the giant alligator. And when he goes to see the weaponsmith lady, the armorer, she's still a bitch. She's still a bitch to him. After he saved all their asses. Yeah, so Mandalorian has to take his bath in Mandalore so he can come back to the club. And I'm thinking also this, maybe I'm overthinking this too, but is John Favreau messing with us? This whole helmet off thing, like if you take work with me here. The Mandalorians, you can't take your mask off. You got to keep your mask on to be in the club, okay? He took his mask off. He got kicked out of the club. Now he has to go and take a bath in the juice. He's got to get the juice in a way to come back into the club. Am I overthinking this? Is there some sort of analogy or metaphor here? Is Jon Favreau having fun with us? I don't know. You guys digging what I'm saying here? Man, I'm overthinking it, I'm sure. All right, next up, Mandalorian has to go to Navarro to talk to Greef Karga. Carl Weathers. We all love Carl Weathers. He looks awesome. And when we get to Navarro this time, it looks nothing. It looks nothing like the Navarro we saw in the first season. And they say, oh yeah, things have changed. It looks different here. And it really does look different here. And do you guys have an opinion on what Navarro looks like now? Give you a moment. Here's a hint. Here's a hint what Navarro looks like now. It looks like Black Spire Outpost at Galaxy's Edge in Disney World. Like, it looks a lot like that. It's even got like the black spires in the background. So, what's up with that? Are they gonna like switch the Galaxy's Edge to Navarro? Because holy crap, it looks pretty much like it. And that'd be a good idea. Because it's some generic thing with Rey and, you know, I forget his name. Whatever his name. Kylo Ren. I forgot his name. They walk around and it's pointless right now as it is. So they should make it Navarro. All right. And basically, Mandalorian, as we're going to discuss in a little bit, wants IG-11 to not be a statue, but to be his friend again. They're going to try that. But this is a strange scene. Greef Karga has an interaction with these pirates. And yeah, they certainly look like pirates. They're wearing pirate clothing, so you can easily identify the pirates. And the pirates want to have a drink in the school, because the school used to be the bar. And Greef Karga's like, listen, it's a school now, guys, but you come to my office, we'll have drinks. You think that would be like a nice thing, an honor for these pirates. You come to my office and you have drinks. But no, I didn't buy this whole disagreement. No, they wanted to have a drink in the school with the kids. There's no alcohol in there. What's the point of them going in the school? Anyway, altercation, and they kill everybody but the leader pirate. I did like Greef Karga. He had two little like droids that carried his cape. I was like, that's cute. That's clever. Like, that's Star Wars imagination at work. I like that. I did think during the gunfight it would have been cool if those two little droids like popped out and had guns, and Greef Karga's little cape-carrying droids could like shoot the pirates, but no, it didn't happen. Oh, we also have a name drop, Cara Dune. Cara Dune is mentioned. Of course, you know, no Gina Carano anywhere near a Disney show, but she is mentioned, the character, and she has joined the Rebels again. So there you go. They explained her away. Go away until, I don't know, maybe a few years from now she can come back. So yeah, they try to reanimate, reanimate her, IG-11, and of course he turns evil. And this is another sort of lame moment. Again, maybe I'm overthinking things, but in the very first episode of The Mandalorian kills IG-11 with one shot to the head, drops him. In this episode, Mandalorian shoots at this broken down IG unit like 10 times and can't kill him, so the protocol droid has to like drop a statue on him. I mean, okay, one shot should have probably have done it, but so that's pretty lame. And then we meet, like, is it Babu Frick, or is it his family or his cousins? It's the Babu Frick people, and they try to, you know, put IG-11 together the right way, and they can't do it, and they need a part. And it was fun. I like how Greef Karga was trying to translate for these creatures. They have a name, and I forget what it is. Anzellan. They're Anzellans. So that was fun, and Grogu's trying to hug them because they're cute. It was a cute scene, and I like how the room is really small, and Mandalorian's got to crouch down. So that's all pretty good. Let's see here. So, oh, yes. So Mandalorian gets in his Naboo starfighter, and they go fly off. They're headed to talk to Bo-Katan. But on the way, they're in an asteroid field, and they're going to get attacked by these pirates. And we have like a typical Star Wars asteroid field battle. It's like you know, reminds me of Attack of the Clones or Empire Strikes Back. It's fine. It's not great. The end of it we see that the ships sort of were forcing Mandalorian to head to the giant pirate ship. Thought it looked cool. It was like kind of some exotic paint on the Star Destroyer. But then we finally meet the leader of the pirates. His name is Captain Shard. Shard? Right? Isn't that his name? Like Gorian Shard. Captain Shard. He doesn't really look like a shard. He looks like Swamp Thing. And I, for the life of me, do not know, like, it doesn't look right to me. He looks like Swamp Thing, but not as good as Swamp Thing. He just looks like some weird plant. There's plants hanging off him. Is this a race of aliens that I've missed somewhere? Again, I haven't read all the recent books. Not going to either. Haven't read the recent comics. Not going to either. But I didn't really like it. He didn't look Star Wars to me. He looked kind of goofy, kind of like a Spaceballs thing. So, the Mandalorian whoops him, so I'm sure they're going to come back in later episodes. Maybe he's going to be the villain throughout, but I hate the design. All right, Mandalorian gets to a Mandalorian castle, and then we see Bo-Katan. Always nice to see Bo-Katan. She's lost all her people. They're not going to follow her because she doesn't have the Darksaber. And Mandalorian, you got the Darksaber, so she's just depressed and sitting on her chair. What does she do all day? She just looks out the window and is depressed. And I don't know. She should be on her iPhone, you know, checking her Instagram or something. So, yeah, she's given up, and the Mandalorian has got to get to the mines so he can take a bath, cleanse himself in the juice, bathe in the juice, marinate in the juice, so he can come back to the Mandalorian club that's like uber religious, that you can't take your helmet off ever, which those Mandalorians are on my nerves. The armorer, as I said, is on my nerves. Yeah, not a big fan of that. So there you go. That's that. Mountain Dew Seaweed Monster. I look down and I see Keith Miller firing that away. That is exactly right. Let's put that on the screen. I'll get to everybody, but yeah. Yeah, guys, right? Yeah, I don't know. So the episode had a little bit of everything. It had a big monster, had space battle, had gun battle, but nothing really happened. And Baby Yoda is always in the background being cute. He's spinning a chair with the Force. I see him back there. He's stealing candies. Just didn't feel like a whole lot happened here. All right, so we can go through that if you want to. And then we can get to Picard, and I can boil that one down too. And then we could talk about, again, The Last of Us, Episode 7. There's 10 episodes of The Last of Us. Episode 7, and holy shit, it's really the Ellie show. They're leaning heavy into where they're going. I got to hand them that, because it's not the Joel show at all. It's nothing like the Last of Us video game, for those of you who have not played. And I think that was the worst hour of television ever. Just Ellie and her girlfriend hanging around a mall for an hour. That's it. Wow, that was bad. That was bad. So, all right, let's do some of these comments here. Let's catch up. I appreciate everyone here. Meredith, hello, Meredith. How are you? You watch? Are you into all this stuff I'm talking about, Meredith? Prophet, I know Prophet is. Episode 17 was a lot of bouncing around. Episode 17, is that for which one? Prophet, do you mean, episode 7 of The Last of Us? The Ellie show? It felt like a totally different set. Oh, yeah, for real, Meredith, yes. Yeah, it feels like Galaxy's Edge, which, you know, I was there once. I bought a lot of stuff. There's a Kowakian monkey lizard right there. Something like that, right? I like that purchase. I like my mug. I'll go back and buy more crap, I think. I hear the Mandalorian's walking around now, I hope, because, you know. Keith Miller, yo! Keith Miller again. Mando episode 1 was still better than The Last of Us episode 7. That is correct, Mr. Miller. Mando seems more and more like an under 6-year-old show. Yeah, well, it had a Boba Fett. It had the stink of the Boba Fett show on it. Now listen, the Boba Fett show, yes, it was very disappointing at the time. I have gone back to watch it with my son, who's young, and we sit there and watch it, and yeah, okay, you know. But as an adult Star Wars fan, it was, well, my record is on the YouTubes on that. It's a major disappointment for sure. It's laughable. Meredith, the pirate scene was so cringy. Yeah, it was. It totally was. Keith Miller, yeah, it was pretty bad, almost as cringy as the Last of Us episode 7 escalator scene. Oh, the Last of Us. Now it's so bad I want to watch it, like, just to see how bad it can get. Oh, yeah, it's so bad. Prophet, those pirates were just commenting. They didn't like the change in Navarro. Okay, yeah, no, they didn't like the change, but man, I don't know why they had to have their drink in the school. They really wanted to be by those kids. It's kind of creepy. I don't know. I'm just saying. Meredith, Mando trying to shoot the robot was unwatchable. Yeah, he's pretty bad shot. Pretty bad. Keith Miller, yeah, it's more of a kid's cartoon now. Might as well actually make it a cartoon. It would be better. It's definitely leaning into the kid audience pretty hard. But the first season was more like The Man with No Name, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It had that vibe. Now it's got more of the Book of Boba Fett look and vibe. Yeah. Let's see. David, thought first episode was quite good after watching She-Hulk. Well, Miss Marvel and Thor, Mando was fantastic. Okay, it's all relative. Yes, I will. If that's the floor there, yes. Definitely, Mandalorian hit it out of the park. Mandalorian's still probably the best thing on Disney+. That's new because the X-Men cartoon from the 90s and the Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s, that's the best thing on Disney+. Let's be honest. Prophet. The show has more family-friendly look for sure. Yep. Yeah, except for the alligator eating the kid on the beach, Prophet. I mean, I was thinking of the kid that was eaten at the Floridian Resort when I'm watching that. I was like very uncomfortable with alligators going after kids on beaches in a Disney product. Again, maybe I'm just thinking too much about it, and I stayed at the Floridian for years and years and years, and the fact that they're not monitoring that lake for alligators and having children on the beach. I mean, I could go off another hour on this. That's very upsetting to me. But anyway, get back to talking about TV shows. Meredith, what was Davy Jones' pirate guy? So cringy. Yeah. Gorian Shard. I'm thinking of Shardimus Prime, the guy that reviews Marvel Legends. Yeah. Keith. Yeah, it's definitely turned more family-friendly and childish. Like I said, still better than The Last of Us Episode 7. That it was. Yes. I mean, I like the arcade games, but even all that nostalgia wasn't working for me. No. They were showing like the Mortal Kombat game. It's, back there, but Arcade 1UP was real excited this week on their Instagram. Like, hey, look, Last of Us, they had like games and we sell games. And yeah. The episode felt very childish, says Meredith. Yeah, it was. It was. We'll see. Mountain Dew Seaweed Monster. Yes, we covered that, and that is right on point. They left Bo-Katan because she's a crappy leader. Yeah, and she doesn't have the sword. I don't have the sword. I have a different sword somewhere. Yeah. You got to have the sword to lead the people. So we'll see. I mean, can Din Djarin lead the people, right? That's what we're going to find out after he takes his bath. And can he unite, the Mandalorians that don't need their helmet on and the Mandalorians that must have their helmet on? Maybe he will change the rules. If he has the... Now, wait a second. If he's got the Darksaber and he's meant to lead the Mandalorians, why can't he tell the armorer, hey, lady, guess what? Do you have this? No, you don't. I have this, and I'm going to change the rules. There you go. Alpha Tryon 92. The season opener Mandalorian was pretty weak and only like 30 minutes long. It felt like longer. Wow. I believe you. It may be running out of steam. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where it would be going here. The Mandalorian stuff, but I mean, is Ahsoka Tano coming back? Is Grand Admiral Thrawn going to pay a visit? I don't know. Keith Miller, she sits on a throne with resting bee face for eternity. That's what she was doing, just sitting on the throne. Ah, Meredith is Space Whales from Rebels. Yes. I just mentioned Grand Admiral Thrawn and, oh my God, the kid from the Rebels. I can't think of his name. You guys got to help me. This is embarrassing. Yeah, the kid from the Rebels and Grand Admiral Thrawn, you know, they were sort of like grabbed by these space whales that can like go through hyperspace. So these are the hyperspace whales. So yeah, maybe they're just starting to pave the way for those to come into the show, and we'll have Thrawn as maybe a big bad. Again, I've read the original Thrawn novels. The trilogy is a great trilogy. I wish they would have done that as the sequel trilogy. But they're obviously going to pick things from it and throw it into the Mandalorian show, maybe. Keith. Oof, so bad. Which one are you talking to about this week? They're all not up to par. Ramsey in season 2. No. Yeah. Season 2. It's going to be good. The first episode in season 2, I think, right? That's going to be a good one. Episode 7 was bad. Yes, it was. Meredith. I'm just not buying Bella as Ellie. Either am I. Yeah. No, I mean, again, I liked this actress in Game of Thrones, and I forget her name in Game of Thrones, even though I've read the books, and I forget her name. But I liked her there. I thought she was really cool, even though she got, spoiler, killed by the big troll guy, giant. I liked her. In this, I'm not seeing Ellie in her. And I'm not sure, I'm visually, I see Joel and our friend here, Pedro, but Pedro's not acting like Joel. So I don't see The Last of Us anymore when I'm watching this show. I don't know what's happening, but I agree. Ramsey versus Abby. Yep. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Everyone's going to get to know Abby real quick. Get ready. Prophet. Yes, the Space Whales are a tease of the Ahsoka show as it relates to Ezra. I couldn't remember his name. Ezra, thank you. Yes. Keith Miller, not happening. Arioka, hi there. Left Behind was a direct episode taken from The Last of Us DLC. Well, maybe that's why I don't think I did the DLC. I think I played the first game. I don't think I did the DLC. I love the first game. The first game is like, it wasn't in my top 5 games of all time when I played that. Played Last of Us 2. Not so much. I did not finish it after the thing happened that made a lot of us mad. Yeah. Episode 1 of season 3 is episode 17. Oh, I didn't know that, Prophet. Prophet's always on it. He keeps me in check. Keeps me honest. Keith Miller, season 2 needs larger time jump and an Ellie recast. Maybe the redhead from it. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, actually. Yep. Keith Miller sends a heart. There you go. Scott Davis. The pirate captain looked like he was made out of that fake grass in Easter baskets. Oh. Thanks for that idea, Scott. I might have to go to the Target store now and get some green straw. See what I can do. I still have some green makeup laying around from my Predator review, so that could be something. Keith is laughing. I probably said something stupid. Ryan with $5. Thank you, Ryan. Grogu show is starting to become gratuitous. I thought this was about the Mandalorian. Yep. I hear you, Ryan. It's I don't know what's going on this week. It's a poor start. We agree it's still better than The Last of Us, though. I think everyone in the comments section agrees on that. Keith Miller, sad. I was hoping The Last of Us was going to be great. So did I. I love the games so much. Keith, I love the first game. I'm with you on the first game. It was just friggin' awesome. Just loved it. Raker 8. Boring Fett was on par with this filler crap. Mando episode 1. Oh, so hi, Eric Howdy. Hello, Raker 8. It had the Boba Fett vibe. It did. It definitely did, Raker 8. Keith Miller, love the old X-Men cartoon. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, the X-Men cartoon from the 90s. And you know, they're adding on. They're going to add on to that show. That's coming. I'm curious as hell about that, because to add on to that show in today's environment, political environment and Hollywood and all that stuff, like, what's it going to be? Like, how is it going to be seamless, or is it going to be jarring, the difference? But they're adding on to that show. Whew, yeah, could be bad. It's probably going to be bad. No Money Ranger. Disney likes to turn old or scary things into cute merchandise. They did it to Groot first, then Yoda, and now MODOK. Oh, MODOK. Oh, terrible. Terrible. Have my Marvel Legends MODOK over there. MODOK's a fun character, a great character. I think he kind of belongs with AIM, does he not? Not so much with, this guy, but yeah, Ant-Man, boy, it's bombing. It's not making any money. It's going to lose money. And they're debuting Kang, the big new villain for the movies to come. And this movie his introduction is going to lose money. I think Guardians of the Galaxy is still going to do fine, but and then after that we have the Marvels. Yeah, it's going to be rough. Going to be rough there, MCU. Let's see here. Prophet. Did the alligator eat a kid? I thought it was an adult. For me, he ate an adult, at least. It was just for me that there's an alligator coming out of the water onto the beach. The kid's sort of standing in the water. Again, maybe I'm overthinking it, but I'm like sensitive to what happened. As a parent, that's just, you don't have the words for the horror, the true horror for that. And I don't know, should Disney be a little more sensitive? Shouldn't have someone caught that maybe we don't, like, change the monster, make it a tentacle monster, but it's clearly like a big alligator kind of going after a kid on the edge of the beach. Ooh, yeah. I mean, if that family is watching Mandalorian, I'd file another lawsuit. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. I'd say it's intentional. So you should know better, because you settled with us, I think, the first case, and just visually that'd be rough. Anyway, Roadblock. It's good to see Roadblock. I think The Last of Us, the TV show, is super overrated. The video game was perfect. Yes, the video game was absolutely perfect, and I don't like the show. It's boring. I was bored when I stopped watching it. Yeah, but it's kind of boring. It is boring. Brian Hughes is tired of Grogu. Yeah, I mean, they're going to milk the Grogu. I don't know. Like, is he going to stay small and young forever? He can't rapidly grow up, so he's basically limited to doing what he's doing, right? So, I don't know. You wrap up The Mandalorian where he's a little kid, and then you do like a new sequel series where he's a teenager or a young adult, and he can be a little taller. Maybe he starts to speak. I don't know. But as is, I think there's a little bit of a shelf life to the charm of Baby Yoda. I could see that. I mean, we're always going to love him, but, I don't know. Meredith. The Last of Us Episode 7 was just meh. The DLC was way better. Okay, yeah, I missed the DLC. All right, I'll take your word for it, Meredith. Scott Davies helping out. Scott Davis helping out. Ezra. Arioka. Ezra, you guys are all helping me out. I appreciate it. Raker 8. Gravy Yoda. Gravy Yoda. I don't get that, Raker 8. Help me out with that. Keith Miller. I just didn't feel the chemistry between them. Ellie seems like Riley's charity case in the show. Game, I believed the attraction. Yeah, I don't think they're executing any of this in the show very well. Yeah. There should be more like sneaking around the creepy environments. Put me in the game more. Yeah, it doesn't feel like the game to me. But I did play it like, what, over a decade ago, I think. So my memory's a little foggy. Oh my gosh, who's in the background? That was Longhorse in the background. Roadblock. My coworkers got upset with me when I said I didn't care to watch The Last of Us. I explained to them nothing will top the original storylines from the game. Didn't need all the added woke fluff. Roadblock. Yeah, I mean, and it's just, I mean, it's definitely added because the showrunner or writer admitted he's like sneaking it in. He's basically said, I don't know why you have to sneak in. Again, don't sneak in homosexual relationships. Just do them well. That was sort of my bitching about what episode 2 or whatever. Just do them well. You don't need to sneak anything. Why are you sneaking things to your audience? Why don't you honor and cherish the audience, the folks that played the game, and don't sneak a damn thing. Just do it well. Just do it well. But yeah, it feels a little bit like you're sneaking and changing and trying to be sneaky about it. That's not cool. In my opinion. Loy Ski. For people that didn't watch Book of Boba Fett, they're lucky. No. They were probably confused that Grogu was back as he left with Luke last season. LOL. Need more explaining. Yeah, they did. The only thing they backed up on was they had the armorer lady bitch at Mandalorian again, at Din Djarin again. So she bitched at him during the Boba Fett show, and now she's bitching at him again, even though he saved everybody. Is she his, like, ex or something? Is there some, like, tension going on here I don't know about? Because there's a lot of bitching. Feels like there's something here. You know, at first I thought she was like a mother figure, but she might be an ex-girlfriend of Din Djarin. I don't know. Some tension. Brian Hughes. Can't shoot IG-11, but a statue falling on its head. Yeah, instant crush, right? The action movie line was very dumb. Yep. Yeah, it wasn't up to snuff. Yeah, it felt like Boba Fett action. And again, like the Boba Fett show, when the Rancor is, you know, smashing big robots, I can rewatch that again. That's fun, I suppose, but I don't know. Meredith. Pedro doesn't even try to sound like Joel. He sounds like Mando. You're right. Yeah, they've given up. You're right. Roadblock. I agree with Meredith. The casting choices were horrible across the board for The Last of Us. They're not looking so good now. Prophet. Favreau said, this is halfway through the story. I think Thrawn is coming in Ahsoka. I think Moff Gideon is going to connect to that story. Okay. I have faith in Jon Favreau, and I like Dave Filoni. I do like them. That's about it. Those two should basically take over Lucasfilm. It should have happened in the first place. But no, they gave it to Jar Jar Abrams instead. And Ryan Johnston. Is it Johnson? I don't care. You know what I'm talking about. Knives Out guy. Arioka. The Ellie casting was terrible. Reminds me of Solo. The actor ruined the movie for me because he looks nothing like Harrison Ford. Yeah, Solo. I mean, I needed to see a movie when I saw Solo. So I enjoyed... Solo's bad. But it's a personal connection for me because I was having a rough week. So I just wanted to go and see stupid shit. And Solo definitely provided that. The first half of Solo, I was kind of in. But when that annoying robot, LZ7 or L11, when that robot shows up, the whole movie just, from that point on. And the lady that does that robot is now the lady that's basically going to be the new Indiana Jones. I mean, right? I forget her name. You guys can help me out with that name. But she's like Indiana Jones' companion or student in this movie. And I don't know where it's going to go from there. I think she wrote the movie too. Rewrote it. So Indiana Jones might, that's going to be an interesting time. Who's looking forward to the new Indiana Jones movie? Let me know. Arioka. The Left Behind DLC is included on The Last of Us Remastered for PS4. Yeah, no, I don't think I did that then. Loyski, this isn't our Ellie. Her acting is so off, like someone trying to imitate Walter White and replace Bryan Cranston. They should have done another story in that universe with new characters. That actually would have been a good idea. Would have been a good idea, because it feels like they're telling a little different of a story with different characters. I mean, it's episode 7, so 8, 9, and 10. They got 3 more left to kind of, where it's going, I think. So, because again, I think episode 1 of season 2 has got to be the episode that the thing happens, so. Keith Miller, it hurts to see beloved IP rushed to make money. Yeah, we're in the age of that for sure. For sure. And what's word on the street is that Warner Brothers and Peter Jackson, they're going to do a Lord of the Rings prequel trilogy. That's word on the street. Because they do have the rights to the Silmarillion. So, that could be interesting. Roadblock. Yes, MODOK is one of the leaders of AIM, so didn't understand why he was hanging out with Kang. That's what I thought, yeah. But the MCU changes everything. They ruined the Taskmaster. They ruined the real, what's his name, Mandarin. And then they knew it, and now they brought you another Mandarin, which he was okay. Doesn't feel like the Mandarin. I don't know. Keith Miller, Sam and Henry were the best actors so far in The Last of Us show. Yeah, it's true. Keith Miller. Yeah, maybe that was a bad choice for a Disney action scene. No alligators attacking kids. Bad choice. Again, it just could be me because I stay at the Floridian a lot. And I don't know. I'm not going, no plans to go back to Disney in a long time. I hear it's not very fun. You can't get on rides. Even if you stay in the hotels, you have to book the rides a year in advance now. That's not how I want to enjoy my theme park. However, I am going down to Universal Studios in the near future, and I'm looking forward to going to their Mardi Gras. I'm looking forward to using my annual pass that's affordable and going into a park and riding rides I can get on. So I'm really looking forward to Universal Studios. The Velociraptor coaster is amazing, and the Hagrid roller coaster is amazing. And the shop that has the world's best hot dog is definitely the world's best hot dog, and Voodoo Donuts. So I'll be gaining some weight in the next few weeks. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Meredith, do you think that Boba episode where Mando showed up was the true season 3 finale? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think so. Or do you mean like the season 2 finale? Yeah, it was kind of like tacked on after the Luke thing. It felt like what do you call it? Epilogue. An epilogue to the season 2 of The Mandalorian. The premiere. Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah. But it was good. I liked that episode. I like where he went into the meat packing place, the meat processing place, and just chopped a dude's head off and put it in a bag. It was badass. That's how I like my Mandalorian to be. Episode Loyski, episode 1 of The Last of Us, baited us all in and haven't stuck the landing. Hard not to compare. It's just the worst version, scene for scene. Kind of agree, Loyski. That's my opinion. But if you're liking it, that's cool. Again, I just come on here and give you my opinion. And you can tell Everyday Eric to take his opinion and shove it up his butt. You're more than welcome to do that. Good Talk HQ. Yo, Eric, love the channel, buddy. Thank you, Good Talk HQ. Thank you. I just wanted to, do a live stream, say hi, see if anybody cares. Anybody see Cocaine Bear? Anybody see him? I got Cocaine Bear. He's back there. Had fun with my Cocaine Bear. It was a fun video. Let's see. Loyski, rushed pace in The Last of Us. Crammed all that in, just ruins it. Yeah. Yep, I agree. Good Talk HQ. I shared on Twitter, but I couldn't find you on there, sir. Oh, really? I'm on Twitter. I don't do a lot of tweeting. I got to learn the Twitter game, but yeah, no, I'm on Twitter. Keith Miller. They should have went darker with The Last of Us. It's on HBO, but feels like it's on Disney. Fair. I think that's pretty fair. It does. Well said. Scott Davis, Grogu is around still because he's a cash cow. Oh yeah. Got to get Grogu toys back on the shelf. It's crazy, Prophet says. It's crazy that Quantumania has made over 350 million worldwide, and that's bad. Yes, I know it's relative. It's just funny. Yeah, it is, because that's like the budget for the thing, the budget with advertising. I think this came in at like 200 million, and then the advertising is like a lot of money. So yeah, however you do the math, it has to get to like 5 or even 6 to be profitable. You know, and then you've got the Disney Plus channel, so people don't buy DVDs like they used to. I said DVDs, you know, Blu-rays, 4Ks. People don't really buy them anymore because you've got Disney Plus, so you're not getting that next wave of sales. I used to buy every single MCU movie, and I think I stopped after Endgame. What was the other one movie? When they wrapped up the Thanos thing, I basically stopped. I didn't buy another MCU movie, so. I am looking forward to the Spider-Verse Miles Morales animated Sony movie, though. I'm looking forward to that because I love the first one. Let's see here. Arioka. That's true. They did a terrible job recapping Mandalorian for people who didn't watch Book of Boba Fett. That's true. Keith Miller. They should have casted new actors for The Last of Us. Yep. Roadblock. They are being open and admitting they're adding woke stuff into shows now, just like the directors and writers of the new Dungeons and Dragons movie said they enjoy emasculating men. Oh, the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Oh, Hasbro. Oh, Hasbro. Hasbro has made all these crappy figures. They've made movie figures. Okay, they're at Target now. No one cares. Then they made figures from the animated cartoon from the 80s. They're way overpriced for what they are, and they break. This is a disaster toy-wise for Hasbro. And then they make this movie, and the cast is not, like, I don't see Dungeons and Dragons when I see this cast. Hugh Grant is the villain. It just looks like Hugh Grant with some robes. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to not like that movie. I don't know when it comes out. I don't know if I'm on vacation when it comes out. John Wick will be out when I think I'm away. John Wick 4, so I might have to do a quick review in another state for that one. But Squatchless, good to see you, Squatchless. I loved the Mandalorian premiere. Whoa, all right. Squatchless is saying, hey, step back, people. Doesn't live up to the previous season premieres, but it felt like the living embodiment of what Star Wars is. Haven't felt that way since episode 2 of Mando. LOL. All right, season 2 of Mando. All right, well, I'll give you that. We've said in the pecking order that the Mandalorian is probably the best thing. But just it was feeling more like Book of Boba Fett than maybe the Mandalorian shows of the past. So, yeah. Scott Davis, just another character they will ruin. Oh, which one? All of them. Keith Miller could have had a new story that led up to Ellie's story for season 2 and took their time and went with new creative directions. Yeah, that's true. Anything I think would have been better. Profit. I don't think anyone is going to replace Indiana Jones. They may give it a try to create a new franchise, but it's not going to be Indiana Jones. Yep. I don't know. I know they reshot the ending multiple times. They had a real problem with the ending apparently, and it scored bad. So I'm curious what they were trying and what they're going to do ultimately for the final version. So I have a feeling maybe I don't know. I don't want to speculate. But anyway, Profit. Velocicoaster is the best. It really is the best. It's really freaking good. Yeah. And the weight isn't bad either. You know, the line moves. I like it. Can't wait. Roadblock. Yes, Meredith is correct. It was put out Yes, Meredith is correct. It was put out that parts of what was supposed to be the opener for Mando Season 3 was used to save the Boba Fett show. After they begged Jon Favreau to come to work on it. Okay, I get it now. That does make sense. And then that's why this premiere maybe was a little, Less than stellar. Okay. Roadblock, the Mando season 3 opener we have now wasn't the original season 3 premiere. Favreau had to rework the whole thing. Okay. Keith Miller, last 2 episodes of The Last of Us need to basically be an award-winning movie. Yeah, to save it. Yeah. Yeah. Ellie needs, Joel's got to save Ellie, right? Meredith, I mean, Grogu is a cash cow, but I do love my Grogu. He's so cute. He's so cute. I love him too. He's right here next to my Doctor Who Build-A-Bear. There's Grogu right there. Yep. Prophet, Dungeons and Dragons movie is trying hard not to show it's going to lead into the cartoon cast. The Red Wizards are too similar to Venger. Yeah, all right. Well, probably I like Venger. You think that's where it's going? That would be cool. Like if they would have had kids and just make a live action version of that movie. I liked Venger and Tiamat. I was all Dungeons and Dragons back in the day. You know, I still have all my original books, which I still love the art in the original books a whole hell of a lot better than the modern art. It's just me. I liked that they were drawings and inspired me to draw. Nothing was, I mean, the books had a lot of nudity in them and they were just, you know, I don't know. It was cool. It felt like it kind of would be, you know, like the best Dungeons and Dragons movie that probably exists is Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, that's probably the best Dungeons and Dragons movie that exists. That's how I think it should be. Rafael Mazas, crappy programming. Disney is directing me to all things Taylor Sheridan. Well, enjoy that. Enjoy that ride. Dodgy Todger. I don't watch Mandalorian. I fell asleep when he was wandering around the desert with Nick Nolte in season 1. I see. I like that part. I overdosed on excitement from all that sand and meandering. I like that. I liked him. And I mean, Nick Nolte is that little dude. And he's like, I liked how the Mandalorian was like vaporizing Jawas. And then in the next scene, you know, they forgave the Mandalorian for vaporizing their family and gave them all their parts back. And yeah, I don't know. It felt more like a Wild West show back then, like a Clint Eastwood movie. I kind of dug it. Squatchless. I'm sure you would hate the supposed leak ending of season 3 of Mando. Oh, I don't know. I don't know the leak. I don't know it. I don't know it. Arioka, you Grant as a villain. He's a beta as a man can be. Don't think he can be feared even by a 5-year-old child. It's pretty weak. It's pretty weak, Arioka. Yep, you go again. Oh, Snap in the house. Hello, Snap. Well, after that awful Book of Boba filler, it's written and directed like a made for a primetime TV, campy, family-friendly adventure filler that plays to children. Yep. Yeah, that's it. I know George Lucas says Star Wars is for kids. I get it. It just wasn't up to par. It wasn't up to par. Arioka, I love the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon from the 80s. I did too. I didn't like though that like, because I was playing D&D back then, so like I liked it because it was cool that like, oh my god, Dungeons and Dragons is on TV, and you would get like again Venger and Tiamat, and I think a couple shows had the characters that they were making action figures of, like Warduke, right? And I was like, oh, that's cool because I kind of had them. I wish they actually had weapons. None of the kids have weapons. They weren't allowed to have weapons. So, like real weapons, you know, they had a fakey kind of things. Like, but I like the show. I watch the show every Saturday. Ashton Hughes. Why did he take his helmet off? Baby Yoda is still hanging out with him. I forget why he took his helmet off. He took his helmet off because he needed to be healed. IG-11, right? But then IG-11 says, I'm not a living thing. He took his helmet off when he was fighting the Scout Walker on that planet when he was eating, but no one was around. Why did he take his helmet off? I forget. I watched it and I don't remember. But he did. Now he's got to take a bath in the juice. He's got to get clean and come back with his mask on, and he'll be welcome back in the club. Again, how does anyone know that, like, if he goes to Mandalore and jumps in the juice, I mean, is he going to take a selfie and then bring it back and show the armorer lady? And like, look, here's me in the juice. How are they going to know he's telling the truth? I don't know. Let's go back here. Eric Peter Carlson. Bryce Howard, I hope, has a show this season. Yeah, no, I mean, I've said in the past, I don't. She did a nice job on her episodes. So yeah, for sure. Squatchless, will you not be doing separate Mando review videos? Your Book of Boba Fett videos are what made me find you. I remember hating you for those reviews. At the end, you were right all along. It depends, Squatchless. Like Picard is just good enough, even though I thought this week was a little rough, because I don't think Riker and Picard should be like hating on each other in that episode. But I mean, I expected Mandalorian to be like decent. Like Book of Boba Fett, that's like shooting fish in a barrel. Like it's too easy to pick that apart. Even easier was the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I mean, and like things like She-Hulk, like it's writing itself. It's too easy. I expect the Mandalorian to be at least like decent, but if it stays like this, then yeah, maybe I'll do separate reviews and I'll get a little snarky about it, and I hope you guys stick around. We'll see where we go with it. Profit. To me, Dungeons and Dragons movie has to recreate the ensemble cast being put in a no-win situation, and a lucky dice roll turns the tide so the group comes out on top. Yeah, you get a critical hit at the end, right? Natural 20. Yeah, like being a dungeon and having to like work on things, and yeah, I agree. We'll see if it can capture that vibe. I don't think it's going to. Meredith is still with us. This new emasculation of men is something I'll never understand. I hear you, Meredith. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. What can I say? Roblox, I don't want to see a continuation of X-Men 90s animation in 2023. They're going to totally destroy it, so I agree with you, Eric. I expect it to be bad, but I hope it's good, but I don't know. What do they need to do? Hellfire Club stuff, maybe? Like, what storylines didn't they really hit? I don't know. Ashton Hughes thought something was funny. Oh, snap. I enjoyed that D&D car commercial from South America. Hire that team. I didn't see the car commercial. To look it up. D&D car commercial. Okay. Profit. Helmet came off to get the scan to find Moff's ship. Excuse me. You're right. He did do the scan then in that episode. With that comedian. That comedian is awesome, by the way. Bill Burr, right? That dude is funny as hell. I think that was when he did it, right? Meredith, will we get a Mando bath scene like we did in The Witcher? Oh, Meredith, I hope so. I hope we do get Mando in the bathtub. That would be awesome, yeah. Oh, they did Superman bad. They did Superman so bad, did DC. Shame. Reindeer Project. Good to see you, sir. Hope all is well in your world. Cheers. Thank you, Reindeer Project. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Roblox. Mando took his helmet off before he gave Grogu to Digital Luke. Did he? Did he do it then? I don't think he... Oh, wait. He did it then. I think he did it then. You're right. Okay. Ashton, y'all hit the like button for Eric. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Squatchless. What's your reaction if it's Mace Windu who saved Grogu from the Jedi Temple. Not a leak. I'm just expecting this is something Disney would pull. Oh, you mean like a one-armed Mace Windu? See, what they could do with that is, I could actually see that because I think Sam Jackson would want to come back, and he could come back as a one-armed Mace Windu, and they could make him like, I'm gonna mispronounce the name, but Juris C. Both or Both, Juris C. Both, that was the cloned Jedi in the original Thrawn trilogy under Lucas. That went mad for some bizarre reason. I don't remember. So they could like make Mace Windu like crazy, and maybe bring him back as some kind of villain in a way to be dealt with. But that is who saved Grogu. Okay. I'm down with that. Oh, snap. What? Eric, you must live reaction. I must live reaction? Which one? Which one? What should I live reaction? Arioka, anything Star Wars related I've seen is better than the sequel trilogy, including the Ewoks movies. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, yeah. We were excited back in the day to see the Ewok shows. That was like a big deal. I mean, back in the day when you still really had 5 channels on television. If you're lucky, you had HBO at that point. But it was exciting to see Ewoks on television. Even though those shows are a little rough. But, yep. Bill Burr. Yes, Bill Burr was the best actor in the show. He is great. He is funny as hell. I love his podcast, too. Reindeer Project. Croc Dragon. Just a copy-paste monster battle. It was old before it started. I tend to agree. I don't think it was that good. And the Mandalorians are kind of getting their ass kicked. They get whooped on the ground, and then finally one of them gets smart, and they decide to at least get in the air because they have got jetpacks on, and then they should have just all ran in the cave. I don't know. I wasn't loving it. Scott Davis. I think Jar Jar is who saves Grogu. That would actually be... See, I always talk about Jar Jar. Jar Jar could have been so much more. I don't know. Like, did George get scared? Was Jar Jar supposed to be more than he actually was? There are videos, YouTube videos. One guy did it where he shows, if you go back and watch, Jar Jar is sort of the Sith Lord behind Palpatine. Like, if there was like a third Sith Master, right? And the real, almost like a Plagueis. Like, Jar Jar could have been Plagueis, pulling the strings. Because it's a great video. He'll catch all the moments, but Jar Jar is aware of the Force, makes comments on the Force. Is he dumb or is he manipulative? I mean, look at the way he moves. I don't know. It would have been really cool if they would have made Jar Jar like a secret Sith. But instead, he's just like a clown. He's Roger Rabbit running around being silly. And so he serves no purpose for the plot. I think that's what really makes the character extra annoying. If he's an annoying character but has like an arc and you're like, holy shit, if it was revealed that like, because Jar Jar did the vote in the Senate, right, to give powers to... whatever powers to, the Emperor. Just it would have been cool if they would have really doubled down on Jar Jar. Instead, he just fizzled away. Keith Miller, Ewok movie was low-key lit. That's well said. Prophet, Mace saving Grogu is interesting. I've wondered why Grogu was being held by a small army of Nikto that Mando and IG attacked. Yeah, how did he get there? What was that all about? We need a Grogu prequel. Eric Peter Carlson got to bring Cara Dune back. She was true badass character that just so happens to be a woman. That's how it's done. Yeah, I mean, there's your badass. I mean, you're not going to get a tougher female than that. I mean, Katie Sackhoff, I'm a big fan. I think she's. There's a lot of great characters, females in The Mandalorian, to be honest. And Andor. I like our characters in Andor. I'm looking forward to Andor too. some more Mom Mothma, Mon Milfma. We'll get more of that. I'm excited about that. Let's see here. What do we got? What do we got? Yeah, but I like how they referenced Cara Dune. They referenced her, but she's not in it. Arioka, the Crocmaster, made the Mandalorians look very weak and incompetent. I agree. Aston Hughes, the fight against the giant alligator was pointless. Yeah, I think it was. The crate, I say crate. Is it Cryat or Crate Dragon? In the, I get the shows mixed up. Was it a Mandalorian show? Like, that was a lot better. So I don't know why you would do something similar but not as good. Roadblock. The Mando Season 3 premiere was okay, but could have been way better than what we got. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Squatchless. I said Sasquatch. Squatchless. If Mando fights Bo-Katan, loses, gives up the Darksaber, and leaves Grogu to avenge his father, and earns the Darksaber back. There you go. Yeah, what would Grogu do if, like, Din Djarin, bit the dust? I don't know. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. I don't know where they're gonna go with it. All right, so I think we covered Mandalorian and The Last of Us and Cocaine Bear. Listen, I was probably a little too excited about Cocaine Bear, I'll confess. I had fun with it, but it's not great, but yeah, I had fun with that. And then Picard again, Picard feels like Wrath of Khan. I liked it. But I didn't like how things ended with Riker and Picard yelling at each other, so I don't know what's up with that. That feels a little out of character of those two, so we'll see if they can kiss and make up and go after this Captain Vadic and kick her ass. But as far as Picard goes, it is so much better than the first two seasons. Yeah, so they did good by turning the course there, so. All right, everybody. I appreciate it. If that's all you guys got, I'm good. We covered everything. It's good to see some old friends come back here and chat it up. And I won't keep you any longer. All right. So everybody have a great rest of your Saturday and a great weekend. And I'll do some more videos and bother you guys soon. All right. Everybody have a great day, a great week. I'll see you soon. And I will see you. Oh, wait, hold on. A couple more comments. Ashton says, thanks. Good talk. Says, later, brother. Arioka. I will definitely do She-Hulk Season 2. We got thanks. We got that. We got everyone saying goodbye. Bill Burr, extremist stuff. Either you need to leave Pollock side, attack both sides, everything gets ruined. But he started getting therapy and spouting off language. Well, I don't know about that, but I agree. Keep politics out of things. So I'm with you there, Dodgy. Oh, snap. Good to catch a stream. All right. Arioka, Squatchless, Prophet, Roblox, good talk. Ashton, thank you all. I'll see you on the new, guys. All right. Have a great week.